Did you know over 160,000 visitors each season come to Roosevelt Campobello International Park here on beautiful Campobello Island? And when they do, they are greeted by these fine folks: Darlene Savage, Betty Jo Bryan, and Roger Kirk. Darlene, tell me, how long have you worked at the park and where are you from?
I'm from Campobello Island, and I've worked at the park. This is my 24th year.
Wow.
24th season.
And Betty Jo?
I'm a dually.
Okay.
I was born in Canada of U.S. parents and brought up in Lubec and moved here in '72.
Wow.
And this is my 18th season at the park.
Wow. And Roger?
I'm an American from Lubec, Maine, and it's my 47th year.
Wow, that's incredible. A wealth of knowledge between the three of them for sure. And let's dig into that a little bit. So when the visitors come and they arrive here at the park, what are the types of questions that they ask you? What are they interested in?
They're interested in the Roosevelt Park, very interested in the Roosevelt, what's available here for them. They also are interested in the island, and they've heard this beautiful island, so they want to visit as well. So we just give them all the information that we can give them.
Of course. And what's kind of a typical, if there is a typical interaction with a visitor, what would that be like, Betty Jo?
They want to know if this is a Canadian island and has it always been a Canadian island.
Right, right.
That's always an interesting question. And of course, the time change. And is the whole island Roosevelt?
Right.
Does anyone live here year round?
Right.
What do you do in the winter?
Exactly.
Things like that.
Yeah. So would you say it's sort of a great opportunity to kind of educate them on?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tell them all about Campobello and yeah. And Roger, what sort of experiences do you have with visitors?
I find that a lot of times they want to know things that you can't really readily find by Googling or looking them up, like how many children did Franklin, FDR, and Elmer have? How many grandchildren? Are they still involved? Do they come here? Are they an influence on the Roosevelt Park? Which, of course, yes, they are.
So here's the question that I have. Do Canadian visitors and American visitors look at it differently here?
Oh, very much so, yes. American visitors, of course, know a lot more about FDR than Canadian visitors do. Canadians know a little bit, but not the history. So you're starting a little bit newer with Canadians. So I enjoy talking to both. It's just different. That's all there is to it.
Excellent. And now, Darlene, I know that you delivered tea for a number of years here. What are some of your experiences? And when I say tea, folks, I mean Eleanor's Tea, which is a wonderful program here at the park that talks about the history and life of Eleanor Roosevelt while we serve tea and have cookies. But I'm just wondering, I know that after visitors experience that program, they come back to the visitor center and
They tell us what a wonderful time they've had at tea, that they have never experienced anything like that before. And they're certainly going to tell their friends all about it. They ask us questions. They come in and they purchase books. They want to learn more about the Roosevelt family. And when I did tea, it's a very humbling experience because there are so many people there from different areas of life, the professions, and they just love the tea. And when it's over, they come up and they share, and they, if I can just tell a little story about
Please.
a gentleman.
Yeah.
He was an elderly gentleman, and he was not happy to be in tea. He was very unhappy. And sometimes if we see someone like that, or always, we want to try to make them feel comfortable. So we spend a little time serving more tea or cookies or whatever. And he was warming up all the time. And honestly, when it came time to ask a question, he was the first person to ask a question. And when that tea was over, he came up and told me how much he enjoyed the tea. And it was just, it just turned around for him. So the tea is a wonderful thing.
And how does that make you feel?
It's very gratifying. It's very humbling to think that we're talking about the Roosevelts, but again, you really have to enjoy people to understand that and to grasp that. It's
Absolutely.
It's just overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Tears do flow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Tears
They
do
do.
flow.
Yeah.
They do.
Yes, yeah.
and people are such a large part of it, right, Betty Jo? Like
Oh,
you
definitely.
deal with hundreds of people every day,
Yes.
and that can be exhausting, but also it can,
Yes, but it's a good tired
yeah,
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because they are so nice. As a rule, they're
Mhm.
very nice. My most memorable visitor was a World War II vet, and I was in the cottage in the kitchen. He tried 3 or 4 times to tell me something, and he broke down crying.
wow.
Well, I wanted to go over and hug him, which of course you can't go around hugging strangers, but my heart just bled for him, and I thought you were just a kid during that time, and everything he'd been through. But he certainly admired FDR, and he knew exactly where he was and what he was doing when he got the word.
And that effect that the Roosevelt legacy has, I love to see that in visitors as well. They
Definitely.
love to share with you their experiences through the Great Depression and how the Roosevelts touched their family, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
interesting because this is the place that the Roosevelt family came to relax
Mhm.
and, you know, sort of get away from all of those hard troubles and difficult decisions and just be a relaxing family here on Campobello. Roger, I'm just wondering if there's anything you could say to a potential visitor to make them want to come here. What would that be?
Oh, it depends on what they're really interested in, if they want to go hiking, if they want to learn about history. There are so many different things. And I have no doubt that anyone that comes here would find something very interesting here, without a doubt.
Excellent. Well, it's been lovely chatting with the three of you today, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
It's a wrap.